Okay, what's going on everyone? Doc here, and like I said yesterday, I'm back again today with another video on America Chavez. So I'm in the content creator beta, which is actually mixed with the 7.3 beta. And for those of you who were in the beta, you may have noticed this. There is actually a dual target on the leaderboard here, if I go to it, that isn't like many of the others. It only shows in the leaderboard. You can never search in the beta. But if I scroll down a little bit, you'll notice it. There it is. A 5-star Grandmaster, or 6-star Grandmaster, sorry. And you can actually duel him. He has 3.2 million health. Not a lot of attack. I mean, the Act 6 Grandmaster doesn't as well. But he is duelable, so I decided to do what any normal person would do and take a character that literally no one else has used yet to get the solo on this guy. So it is the Grandmaster Duel. Not quite as difficult as the Act 6 one, obviously, but it's a little bit of a proof of concept that she is capable of doing this fight if there's just a little bit more health. And she has a couple tricks up her sleeve. One of them helps her on one of the challenges that she wouldn't otherwise be able to do. And some champion, it's the only challenge that not every single champion can do. And she also has a trick because he's unduped. So if the Grandmaster were duped, then you can't power control him, he can't miss, and you can't evade him as well. So that's a really big thing for if you wanted to like go in against Ghost with him. You could now, I believe. But I'm actually going to use the fact that he can be power controlled a little bit later on in the fight. So getting him out of phase 1 here in a second. This fight took me 10 tries, I think. So that's kind of why I knew to build up to 10 competency charges. I knew that was going to be enough to deal the damage to get him out of that first phase just after the first wounded phase. So heavy attacking, spamming him in the corner. I do that quite often in this video. She's just really easy to do that with her kind of long, heavy attacks. Really fun animations as well. So what he's going to do in a second, inflict that damaging effect like I talked about. Once I evade his special one, I'm going to inflict America's version of the damaging debuff, which is off of my special one. Activate the Dark Dimension, and the Dark Dimension reflects a portion of damage done, which it will do on a block, and it counts for a passive damage over time effect. So that was a really nice trick that I figured out with her. Failed a special one, took a couple blunders, but when I get him into phase 3, I'll get rid of those. So I do want to take a chance to talk a little bit about my thoughts on America in general. This is kind of a little bit of a boring point in the fight as well. So overall, I know America isn't what a lot of people wanted her to be, but I genuinely think that she's going to be a really good option for a lot of low to mid-tier players. She can't do anything amazingly, but she has a couple tricks up her sleeve, a couple of interesting utility effects that I think will make her good just as general kind of options that a mid or low tier player will find use for. But somebody like me or other endgame players who have a very broad roster really won't find a use for her. Which is a little bit disappointing. I still want her. I still want her as a 5 or 6 star. I'd probably take her up, use her every once in a while on like a Mystic Quest or something like that. But there isn't a lot of use for her for most players, which I think is why most people call her a disappointment. But the fact that she has that passive power control is by far her biggest plus, in my opinion. It's really helpful. I think it'll be great for mid-tier players that need to deal with someone like Hyperion, and they don't have a Doom. And even compared to someone like Doom, her control is against passive power gain, whereas Doom's you need to be aggressive. As long as you have a couple charges up on America, which you just do by landing heavy attacks, you have a really long amount of time where you can be reversing his power gain. So another heavy attack here could have started to kind of get up to that, and you can pretty much do that against anyone and have that kind of passive power control. And her damage in buff matchups is really good as well. Something I talked about yesterday in that video, so go check out that one if you haven't already. He's almost into his third phase here. Just got to get him down to 30%, and I made a mistake by launching the special one when I shouldn't have, but that's alright. So now I've got him into his third phase, and here is that power control trick that I was talking about. So in this phase, the Grandmaster is supposed to be passively gaining power, but I'm heavy spamming him in the corner, so I'm building up negative zones, and he just won't be able to gain any power. Eventually, I do end up deciding that I am going to complete the challenges instead of doing this. Standstill completed there for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think he gets knocked down next, which, again, was great. But I pretty much decided, oh, dash back next instead. I did decide to go for the challenger just to kind of get the damage done a little bit faster instead of cheesing it the whole way, because you wouldn't be able to do that against the normal Act 6 Grandmaster anyways. I do use it one more time later on in the fight, though I'll talk about when I do use it. Got a couple blocks there I gotta do. Strike his block. I had this challenge like 4 or 5 times throughout the fight. Most of the times, luckily, 4, so I just don't have to finish the combo into his block. And I got inverted controls, by far my least favorite part. I shouldn't have spammed them back, but I wanted to kind of get him to wounded, got him there. Still got a little bit of inverted controls. You can see I tried to medium there, failed that. Probably should have launched a special 3, just to kind of get that extra damage in while wounded. But I failed a special 1 dex while under inverted controls. I'm really just trying to wait out inverted controls. Always messes me up unless it's throughout the fight. If it's kind of switching on and off, then that's when I have the biggest issue with it. That weird light thing on the stage has happened twice. It's happening in the beta whenever he throws his a special that hits me, I believe, because the light stays around on the arena from his special. I think that's what's causing it, at least. Knock him down. Again, I've got my 3 bars of power, just kind of holding out in power. Definitely should have thrown specials. Becomes wounded one more time, which I also should have thrown another special 3, but that's alright. Gonna get a couple charges, invert his power again, because he got knocked me down twice there. Stand still now. Just gonna do that really quick if he lets me. There we go. And yeah, one more challenge, and be close to getting him out of his final wounded stage there at 20%. So yeah, here's when I should have thrown that last special, or that special 3. Probably would have gotten him down to 1%. But instead, I can see inverted controls are coming up. Got him against the wall. Got him in a heavy chain. Might as well just wait out the entire inverted controls section. You can't do this in the Act 6 one, but it was a fun little thing to do here. He did get a knock me down challenge, which I did complete, and now he's into hit his block, so I'll do that 4 times. I think he gets it one more time, I think. Yeah, strike his block again. So I'll do that one more time. And the last time, funny enough, he's actually going to get strike my block, I think. Maybe it's, yeah, strike my block again. So yeah, 3 times in a row already. One more challenge I got to complete. Guess what it's going to be? Strike my block. Yep, got it 4 times in a row. So that was pretty easy. And here I'm just going to bring him out of that last phase into this one. He drained my power, which I forgot he was going to do. And he also became unstoppable. So we're now both at 1%. This wasn't exactly a clean fight, but I've got to finish it off. I'm trying to keep away from him, but I realize I'm backing up against the wall, so I got to do the intercepts to remove the unstoppable. 2 3-hit combos. I always try to mix up whatever combos I do against the AI, because I feel like if I do the same combo back to back, they never follow me for some reason, but in the final wounded phase, special 3 will kill him. So that is a solo of the Grandmaster with America Chavez. I was really happy with how well that fight went. Definitely could have gone better, could have been a lot cleaner, but still an interesting solo, proof of concept that she can do the Act 6 Grandmaster fight, which is mostly completable by anyone. Like I said, that inflicted damaging debuff she has the little trick for, but not everybody can do that. Other than that, anyone can do that fight. But still, I really don't think America Chavez deserves the negative attention she's getting. I don't think she's great, but compared to some other champions that we've gotten, someone like Psycho Man got a lot more uses than Psycho Man, for sure. I can't even think of a couple other ones. Like, I prefer her to someone like Mangog, who might have a couple staggers. She doesn't really deal with buffs in that way, but her damage in a buff matchup is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. But that'll be it for this video. 2 uploads this week, and guess what? I'm going to have a 3rd upload this week as well on Friday, so be on the lookout for that video. It's going to be a project I've been working on for a couple of weeks, maybe almost a month at this point probably, maybe a little bit longer, so be sure to check that out. Thank you very much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on America in the comments, because yeah, most of the negative stuff I've seen is on Twitter, that kind of stuff, so I'm curious what YouTube thinks having seen all the videos on her. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.